you're a published fisherman.
Oh, it sounds amazing.
Over the Tasman, the banter is high, with Jay talking shit and the insults fly. Poor Dunc tries to speak, but his English is weak, with a look of pure dread in his eye. He's trying to describe a meat pie, with a sauce that's tricky to buy. Worcestershire? Sister, sure. Ah, fuck, it's not for radio.
Oh, that's some of their best work.
It is great.
Thank you very much, whoever that was. That is amazing. Welcome to Not For Radio. We're your host, Duncan Hyde, Jay Reeve. How are snipers?
This is great stuff. One hell of a week we've had, and arrived at the finish line. And this studio is reeking of home-killed lamb.
It smells amazing. What's the cut you got there?
Woo. Well, this is basically one of those setups where it's just kind of hacked bits of all parts of the lamb. You know, it's kind of all cobbled together. So there's a little bit of shoulder, a little bit of loin in there, and then a little bit of connective tissue, little intercostal muscles out from in between the ribs.
Great.
And my mouth's watering talking about it.
Feel free to eat during the podcast.
Yeah.
That wouldn't worry me at all.
No, sounds great.
Benny Boy's saying with his face that's very unprofessional. I'm okay with it.
Do you know the highlight
busy.
of recent times was here in New Zealand, Lloyd Burr, who is a journalist,
One of
a
the
very
greats.
serious journalist. He was interviewing the Mayor Wayne Brown, and he had a bowl of Heartland extra crunchy chips in front of him, and he just buffed the whole lot mid-chat. Just kept crunchy. Whenever he wasn't talking, he was eating chips, and it was fucking so good.
It's sick.
ASMR for you.
So welcome to the podcast for Friday. Hopefully your week's been travelling well. Plenty to cover off today. More on Jay being a national stone skimming champion and the potential trip north to the Northern Hemisphere in September. A chance for you to join us in Australia in October. Geez, how years getting busier and busier. We've got two chances, actually. We've got some messages from the sniper line. We might try and climb into Real Heroes of Real Estate. We'll tell you how to get high off a dead seagull, if that's your thing, and possibly one of the funniest Facebook Marketplace messages we've seen in a long time. But we'll start as per with a war story.
Not for radio with Jay and Dunc. That's how babies are made.
This podcast is sponsored by Classic Builders, building dreams, creating futures. And yes, that's their actual line, but they back it up. Time for a war story.
Attention, snipers! Gear up and hold your positions. It's time to load up some war stories. Your tales from the front line, brought to life. Prepare to fire.
All right, I'm actually just looked at this as kind of short, so I'm going to go two back to back, which
I
is
love it.
controversial, but
Well, I've got
I'm a rule breaker.
I've got a Mac TAC 50.
Okay, you got a David Longy, great. Jacob Moore, back in the mid-90s when kids were apparently had zero survival instincts, I was about 6 or 7, building bike jumps in the backyard. I finally built the perfect ramp and decided to attempt some tricks. My genius idea, jump the bike, hop off mid-air, then land back on it before gravity collected its debt. After pulling it off a few times, I brought my dad outside to witness greatness. I hit the jump. I went airborne, dismounted. Then I accidentally shoved the bike down early. The front tyre hit, handlebars whipped sideways, and I came down legs spread like I was recreating a medical diagram. The handlebars connected directly with my little marbles. Dad rushed me inside, checked that I wasn't dying, then went for frozen peas. When he came back, I had started peeing. He looked relieved and said, well, at least they still work fine. Human evolution is a miracle. The end.
Man, there must be so much trauma that your nuts go through. If you were to tabulate the number of times that you nutted yourself on a bike, if you're a skateboarder, you would have had quite a bit of interaction with
tamponed.
Yeah, getting tamponed by your skateboard. And then on top of that, there was a stage where you would be probably around that 9 or 10-year-old mark where you just kick people in the nuts randomly. And then when you get a little bit older, you go to a party and you'd have to hold a beer bottle in front of your nuts because it's really funny to sack tap your mates when you're in your teens.
Bull tag, you're right.
Yeah. Which crumples you. Absolutely crumples you.
Just reading back on the detail here, I don't want to just skip over this, but when he came back, I'd started peeing. Do you reckon he was still on the ground and was pissing himself?
Potentially.
I don't reckon you're getting up that quick after landing on the bike bar.
No.
I reckon that's the scenario. That's bad.
Well, yeah, I guess it's probably one of those things. At least there's not blood coming out the end of the old fella, and the waterworks still works.
Back-to-back war stories. This from Jamie Buckley. Kia ora, gents. A good story of how I shafted myself into a lifetime of ridicule and pain. I was at college as a 17-year-old lad. Our teacher decided that we would play basketball with different rules to teach us how important teamwork was. As we were setting up the courts, I became impatient with the lad that was pulling the baskets out from the wall and decided to do it myself.
Remember that?
Yeah.
They used to go flat against the wall and then
Get
you'd
him out
pull
of
the
the way.
plug and get them out.
This so you could play bloody badminton and stuff sideways on the basketball court.
Yeah.
I ran towards the wall, pushed off with my right leg, slapping the basket out with my hand and expecting to come down on my left foot. Fine. My ankle thought different, guys. Landed on the side of my foot and tore 2 ligaments. Pushed through the pain as a rugby lad would until it came to after the lesson when I needed to pee. I hobbled to the toilet, stood at the urinal to suddenly start pissing at an angle. My ankle wasn't able to hold me up and folded under my weight. I decided A&E was the best bet, so I hopped on my moped and shot into the hospital, ankle waving about in the wind. They told me the damage, gave me crutches and some exercise to fix it. To this day, 8 years later, my ankle still clicks with every single step I take. All of my mates that were there still take the piss out of me, saying I couldn't sneak up on a deaf person, even if I tried, and they know that it was all my fault for being made of glass. Anyway, up the wires, and a big up for being soft ass.
Man, I love reflecting on those childhood gym days because, I mean, often for us it would be you just get sent outside and you just had to go and kick a footy ball around. Or this was back in the days when we had a guy called Mr. Hunter who was still into being from the Tyree Plains in Dunedin or just outside of Dunedin. He was pretty keen on supervised bull rush because at that stage bull rush had been outlawed. But you could just go, here's one of those things. You can opt in or you can opt out. And if you opt out, then you're done. You know, basically, so there's just a no. We're in, regardless.
One of the most exciting things I remember from our high school, we had a weird mix of farmers who were the big first 15 players, but then also like kind of gangstery lads. And so seeing them play bull rush at lunchtime, it was like it was like East Coast versus West Coast, but like the country edition. And so seeing these huge, big farming lads try and snap the gangsters in half and vice versa was such a rush.
Yeah, we had not that it was full apartheid, but we would have basically, we had a bilingual unit at Tauranga Boys College, and they numbered in the probably 300 kids. And from entry level, third form, 13-year-olds, all the way through to seventh form. And sometimes even the teachers would jump on as well just to run it straight. We'd have like these huge games. It was basically just one-off runners. Like it was just league until you knocked it on. So you just were running it one off the whole time. And there was some of the greatest bell-ringing hits that you've ever seen go down. Like, no, it was like State of Origin, so even down the middle. Like,
yeah, this is the vibes I used to get from it too.
Yeah, it was
great.
great.
One time a kid went out and he got tackled, but got scragged by his boxers, but they were the silky boxers. And somehow he got scragged that hard that the dude that was tackling him managed to pull the silky boxers off him. And those things don't rip. I don't know if you've ever given someone a wedgie in them. Bloody worst things ever to get a wedgie in because there's no giving them. That was the power in the tackle, ripped it off and sliced his sack open.
I was going to say that's like leadering a marlin next to the boat.
Exactly like that.
Yeah, it was great. I love it. That was gone are the days of that, or I'd like to think that, like I say to my boys when they're at school now, like, what do you do? And they're big into music, and so they go, we just head off to the music room, and they've got an amazing music room to muck around. And I was like, so does no one play rugby or soccer or whatever out on the field?
Just because you thought it was cool when you were a younger mate doesn't mean they'll find it cool.
I know, but they should, because it is fucking cool. And if they're not doing it, then they're not fucking cool.
Now you're just sounding old, mate.
Yeah.
We're old.
I've arrived there.
Yes, Betty boy?
We used to play Kemp ball in school because we had, I'm trying to remember his first name. He used to play for the Blues and stuff. Might have been Nathan Kemp. He was our PE teacher. And he didn't want a bar of any of the other sports at school except for like rugby and maybe a little bit of soccer, football. So he designed a game that was basically played with a round ball. It was rugby until the ball was dropped, and then it was football.
Well, that's
Which is a great game.
If someone kicked it up off the ground, you could catch it and start running with it.
Sick.
Why is that on a sport?
We just played that for a whole year.
And you
Why
put
is it
the
not a
only
proper
ones
sport?
ever to play it.
Yeah, it was great. We loved it so much. We played at lunchtime. We just come back in covered in mud. I broke a dude's collarbone. It was great.
Sick. How much better is it playing with the round ball when it's not like, oh bugger, it didn't roll my way? Like when the roll makes sense, it's going to be such a swift game.
I just loved it because I was like a larger boy and I wasn't very nimble. I was useless at soccer, but boy, could I run it through the little kids.
Yes, just flying them out the side like 10 pins.
The joys of having a school that went from year 1 up to year 13.
Yeah, you want to see a 13-year-old Benny smoke a 5-year-old year 1.
Montessori preschool this, you little punk.
You're listening to Jay and Dunc on Not for Radio.
Get in touch with these
You
feelings.
beauty.
Oi, so for those that missed the episode, I want to play this again because we played this on the Monday show, but for those that missed the episode on Monday or even yesterday's episode, Jay is now a national champion at the age of 44. We went down to stone skimming at Lake Hardware Station. Good friends of the show and radio show sponsors, Novus Glass, were the main sponsors for it. Lake Hardware Station, bottom half of the South Island of New Zealand. Beautiful location, pristine, clear lake. Like when we were in that lake on Sunday morning, we were up to our necks and you could see your toenails. Toenails. It's that clean. Now, we got the lake cool up. Jay actually ended up winning his heat and then winning the whole thing. Now, if you missed the action, I'm just going to play it again because there's a nice message off the back of this.
Here we go. Oh, fucking who would have read about it?
Up to the podium. Happy days.
And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Jay Reese from the Rock wins it. Oh, hang on. We're waiting for some official tabulation. The team are out there doing their job, but naked ass is all I can say at this stage. That is absolutely outstanding stuff. Clearly would never have picked it in a million years, but we'll get the tabulation in. We'll head down to the prize giving and we will see how we got on. Did I do enough? The video footage will be replayed over and over and over again. I just keep double checking it, but it still looks the same.
Bit of champagne.
Great. I mean, the fizz that was there, the vibe on the lakeside was just awesome. Everyone turned up knowing exactly what they were getting themselves in for. Like it is.
Such an accessible sport, isn't it?
But it's something that I think everyone is growing up doing. Like I don't know anybody that didn't grow up skimming stones. Like that was, you would spend hours if you're at a place like that. And particularly Lake Hardware, because they've got like a slate stone.
One
it
of
just
the great
skims
stones.
so much better than anything else.
Yeah, it's got a bit of weight to it. Now, off the back of it, if you miss, yes, Betty boy?
I was wondering if you could campaign for it to go to the Olympics. I was thinking about this last night. So many Olympic sports are based on throwing an object of various size or weight.
Oh, yeah.
Why not integrating it with water and turning it pro?
I like it.
You could do it at an Olympic swimming pool. Just sub it out.
Oh, yeah. You want to do that, combine that with the bloody jokers doing breaststroke. Up, down, up, down.
I reckon
Doof in the back of the head.
Just-
Another one down.
just butterfly. That's the only ones you just get them. Just on in between two swings of the arms.
Boy, on that too, the enhanced games just made me think of that Australian bloke James that's juiced up to the gills for the enhanced games. That's not far away at all. That's like either this weekend or next weekend. That's the steroid Olympics.
Yeah, I'm just pulling up the 24th of May.
Yeah, it's this weekend.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome. It's this Sunday. Oi, that also means you're going to need to get an Olympic tattoo on one chest and then the silver fern tattooed on the other, preempting in the fact that it's going to be an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
do you reckon you'll get the silver fern?
No fucking way.
Oh, damn it.
And I think, in all seriousness, it is a piss take, and it's all well and good, but there is a marked difference. We use the word athlete very fucking loosely on the weekend.
I don't know how many other people you know got a call on Monday morning from the head of one of the major clothing brands worldwide wanting to sponsor
Well,
an athlete.
Yeah, so we're treating it as exactly the way it is.
That's very funny.
We're taking it serious enough to represent the country and represent the people that were there on the day that didn't make it, because that's the only one that we need to really live up to, is make sure that we do them proud. So it's not a fuck around scenario. Now, I've actually got to put some effort in. I'm going to make sure that I can actually biff a couple of decent rocks through the quarry over in Scotland and put on a decent showing for ourselves and our country. Because there's been nothing worse than turning up and just throwing 3 pieces of dog shit and just ducking out and not even making it anywhere.
So I'm assuming we will be in London around about the 1st of September, and then over and we'll have to go into Glasgow, and then 2-hour 40 drive from there to where the stone skimming is. For that Saturday, so it's sort of the plan of attack. I just had a message through from Michael Sinclair. He said, "Evening, Duncan. I listened to the podcast yesterday, so this came through on Tuesday. Genuinely felt like I was listening to a few mates celebrating Jay's win at the Stone Skimming Championships. I was fucking laughing out loud in the middle of the street. People were giving me side eyes as I was walking up their drive, laughing and giggling. Did I mention I'm a postman? Not a fucking weirdo. Should have. Anyway, the reason for the message: when Jay comes over for the championship, will he be doing a haka before his throw? If not, he bloody well should. Anyway, I've been listening for a few good years now. I can't tell you the hard times that you've got me through in life has given me a bit of a kick in the dick. You boys have put a smile on my dial, but I digress. Look forward to you coming over up the wires, Mike." So there's just so many people over there that have been keen to catch up with us. Thought that was a really nice message. So we are just trying to, luckily we've got time on our side. It'd be nice to do some sort of gathering, whether or not that's at a pub or some sort of live podcast recording or something. We will figure it out. And I think probably London and possibly Glasgow, depending on what the appetite is like. But we have subsequently, since the start of the week, got clearance from everyone we need to get clearance from for myself and Jay to head over, possibly 1 or 2 others, depending on how that works out, or whether or not we grab a videographer over on the other side. Yes?
It was me, because obviously you look at a map and you go, fucking it, this is miles away. So Easdale Island, which is where the actual Stone Skimming Championships happen, is a 35-minute drive from Oban, which is one of the great whiskey distillery towns in Scotland. So I'd say that we'll be staying there. And
that makes absolute sense.
Making the pilgrimage out there.
Possibly the most sensible thing you've ever said, Jay.
Yeah, that is once again another fucking win. And I'm excited about that. I've been drinking Oban for a number of years now, and to actually go there will be fucked.
I believe you purchased me a bottle of 18-year-old Oban for Murray, I think, when he was born.
Yeah, that would be about right.
I've got the neck tag, or not neck tag, they don't tag them around the neck when they're born, the wrist tag.
You got the cattle tag, which is what we do here in New Zealand, just fucking little...
That's why I've got earrings, guys.
You can choose to fill them up with jewellery when you get older, or just let them grow over.
Exactly. Another thing that's on the boil as well, and we cannot wait for this, is our trip to Bathurst. Now, the Bathurst trip is sold out, so you can't buy your way on there. It's about 40 packages sold, so we're going to be hosting 40 people. But we did say, if you missed the episode yesterday, we would give you the chance to join us through the Not For Radio podcast. Now, for those that don't know, Bathurst, quick little one-line reset on what it is. Basically, it's the greatest motorsport race in our part of the world. It's V8 supercars up and over a 6.2-kilometre track around a mountain, and they race for 1,000 kilometres on one day. Yeah. 2 drivers. It's a mammoth, 6.5, 7 hour race, 161 laps.
Yeah, it's such a spectacle. And more so than the actual racing is the people in attendance. It'd be easily the biggest patronaged supercars event on the calendar, and easily the biggest in the Southern Hemisphere, I would say. It would rival Formula One in Melbourne, if not eclipse it.
Eclipse it. There's 30, for example, there's 35,000 people a day that camp there.
Wow.
That's at the top of the mountain. There's a second campground, and then there's all the people that go in and out of Bathurst for the day's racing, because it's 4 days. And so we teamed up with Wellerman.co.nz.
Up 200,000 spectators. Yep, that'll do it.
There you go. It's fucking wild. And the amount of cool old cars you see there as well. Wellerman have been doing sports travel for over 50 years. This is the sort of stuff that they could do, not only just for supercars or whatever. They do all sorts of sporting events. 3-day grandstand tickets, so you'll be sitting with all of us. and then you'll be across the road from the pits, and you'll be able to see the start and finish of the great race as well. 4 nights at the Supercars Travel Tent Village, which when you arrive, there'll be a pre-erected tent, bedding, all that sort of stuff. You get a breakfast in the morning to line the stomach. You'll get transferred to the track. You'll get transfers from the airport when you land to join us. Supercars Travel Dinner, so all the drivers, or some of the ex-drivers, a live band dinner and drinks on one of the nights. At the end of the weekend, we're going to have a final night buffet dinner in the Supercars Tent Village, which is sick to say, what a trip. Goodbye to everyone and stuff. You get a photo with the Peter Brock trophy. Peter Brock is one of the most famous racing car drivers of all time in our part of the world. You get a Penrite garage tour. Now, Penrite is where Matt Payne races out of. He won the race last year.
And him and Kai Allen are looking like they're absolutely on fire. And on top of that, they just have a team of beautiful humans. Like they're magic, absolutely magic, the lot of them. And this is real bucket list stuff. And even if you're not into supercars, if you're fucking into people, if you're into just steaming tins and having a time, bloody good time, this is in your wheelhouse.
Like, I don't fucking like tennis, but I would love to go to the Australian Open.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
Yeah.
I've been to Wimbledon, and it was awesome, and I don't even like tennis.
See.
It's one of those things. Like, if you're going to do a motorsport event, this is right up there with the best of them. Now, if you would like to win this trip, and we have 2 of them, you could literally, and we've flown people from across the globe to Not For Radio events or, the radio station events before, anywhere. I'm talking anywhere. I don't care where you're listening to this right now. You could be getting flown to hang out with us and send it for 4 days at Bathurst. Now, if you're keen, we always said this, like I said yesterday in the podcast, it's for the people that support us through becoming Sniper Elite. That's the paid episodes on Monday and Tuesday. It's the best way to support us.
Well, this is basically the funds that we get from that is what we use to create these trips and create these memories and create these moments. So this is the catalyst, now that we're up and running, to be rolling these over and over and over and over again. So what we're effectively doing is reinvesting the funds that people put into experiences for people that are in the Sniper Elite.
Which is so sick we're finally there. We always wanted to be able to
But
do this.
This is a fucking teamer version of Mr. Beast, which is what that was originally the plan. He tips the cash back into cool shit for people, whether it's awesome prizing or awesome trips or bringing you to where we are or us going to where you are. That's what we're trying to do with this podcast.
So very easy. Just become Sniper Elite. It's less than a beer a month, or like, I don't know. It's very cheap. It's under $80 for the year or something like that. So the best way to do that is if you're on Spotify or Apple or whatever, open up the episode description, click on the link tree. Then it says Become Sniper Elite. Click on that. Do it through the Rover website. You'll see a couple of other podcasts there. Find the Not For Radio one. Dial it up. Then you can listen to it wherever you get your podcasts, ad-free, and unlock all of the previous paid episodes as well. So it's kind of a win-win, hopefully. A nice nudge to get you across the line and dive into some of that other content. And then also, somebody's going to be winning this, man. Like, I hope they're in a fucking weird location.
Yeah,
and we're just like, that's 5 transfers to get there.
Yeah, there's Australia's not too bad to get to, but it is still a long way depending on where you're coming from. It's a lot more. It seems a lot closer to the rest of the world than we are, but it's only probably closer by a couple of hours at best.
Yeah, true. Now, there's already been 2 chances for you to enter, and so every episode on a Monday and Tuesday for the next few weeks, there will be a keyword. That is your chance to enter. And so the more of these episodes you listen to, the more chance you have. So if it ends up being 6, you can have 6 entries or whatever. It's going to be all time. Let's go to the sniper line. And we just had a bit of a thank you message before. I've got another one here.
Hello, Mr. Hyde. Hello, Mr. Reeves. It's James, the young farmer from the Forest of Dean. Now, I sent 2 stories in to you, and fair play to you. You did laugh at them, and you did read them out. Which obviously I'm very grateful for. As a young man in the agricultural industry, it is hard. Sometimes you get bored when you're on your own, but, it feels a bit better when I'm listening to you 2 Muppets talk about other stuff. So a big thank you to both of you for that. You sent us, you sent me and a couple of mates through a couple of dark patches, Rowan, but no, you're doing the world of a good job. I just want to say that. Well done. You are cracking chaps. I have got my Not For Radio hat as well, which I'm very grateful for. It don't quite fit on the old Swede though, just because my head is not this same sort of size as an atlas. Well, it wouldn't be an atlas, it'd be a fucking globe, wouldn't it? Like Duncan's. Bloody hell. What a melon he's got on his head. But, yeah, absolutely love it. I'm Sniper Elite. I've been listening for, about 2 years now. So, yeah, it's absolute quality. Can't say the word bad about it. Fucking spot on. Cheers, lads.
That's a fucking very kind message, James.
It really is. It's a wildly kind message, and I think that it is. In all seriousness, we have a bloody good time on this. We really do, and we it's not always fucking peaches and cream this side of the Tasman, but geez, this is a highlight in every single day for us. Is sitting down and being able to interact and to read out your stories and to laugh along and talk absolute cod shit. But I think that when people say that, and it is a reoccurring theme that we've got them through some dark times, I think you just need to give yourself credit. Like, yeah, we are there alongside you, but you are the one that's getting yourself through the dark times. So if you are in the weeds at the moment and you're having a bit of a rough one, we're fucking right here next to you. We are 100% right here next to you, but make no mistake about it. You are the one that deserves the credit for getting yourself through any of these shitty situations and out the other side. And I couldn't be fucking proud of you. And I know that Dunc couldn't be proud of you. So stick at it. Every day is a new one. And one of my favourite sayings that I always think of when things are a little bit shit is that we are the blue sky, not the weather that's rolling through it. That is like instantly changes the way I think about things, because there's always going to be weather in that sky, and particularly in different parts of the world, that weather can stick around for fucking weeks, if not months.
Yeah.
But when you see that blue sky and the sun is out, that's when that is you. A blue sky with sun shining, that is you.
We mentioned to Chef Dane Archery yesterday on yesterday's podcast, if you missed the ep, about 3/4 of the way through, some things that you can do when it comes to food and gut health, for mental clarity, mental fitness, and all the stuff we've just been chatting about. So definitely go and have a listen to that episode. He's just a magic human as well. If you skipped over it, definitely listen to the whole thing. We've got Shannon, and this one here is a teacher's shout out. Okay.
Big shout out to all the lads and ladettes at Not For Radio, keeping the team together and keeping this train ticking along. Further along, a big shout out to all the teachers out there across the world, holding together through the chaos, dodging flying stationary, breaking up arguments for no reason whatsoever, being a shoulder to cry on when someone's pencil's stolen or there's a stupid breakup, again, for no reason, and somehow holding it together with patience every day. Big ups to the whole team. As Jay would say, taking care of other people's sex trophies, that level of patience is next level, as you guys know. And a laugh and a podcast on the drive home honestly deserves government funding at this point. So keep up the top work. All the best and all the big love out there to all the teachers. Cheers. Up the waz.
Up the waz. That's, once again, like, and I think that's probably why we enjoy it so much, is because everyone's on the same page. Like, everyone's on the same page. We want to support everybody. We want to appreciate those that need appreciation. We can find the funny in things. It's not necessarily the cleanest and stringent sense of humor that we're working with here. It's just fucking proper, good, quality shit yarns.
Oh, and it's just, people say by laugh sometimes they might say it's infectious.
Yeah.
But like, how infectious is people that you clearly have their cup half full?
Yeah.
And not everyone is lucky enough to have that, like you just mentioned, but like fucking surrounding yourself with people that are here to enjoy the ride of life is just one of the most magical things you can do for yourself.
Yeah, I reckon that one of those things, and we probably haven't
Cut the dead weight too.
Yeah.
Fucking cut him. You know the person you've been thinking about.
I think that one of the ones that probably highlighted this the best was when we went to Adelaide for supercars. And we turned up and we said, we're going to go and have some beers at a pub. And there was a fucking great number of people that turned up off the completely, well past what we thought would turn up. And every single person was there from different walks of life. Like, I'm talking a one-legged bloke who's running a 1,000,000-acre station in the middle of fucking Australia. It takes an hour and a half to drive and check his mail. Like that, through to there was like a narcotics cop who was there, and his wife was building igloos out of cocaine bricks that were confiscated. There is everybody in between that, and I'm not saying that there is, that one sits higher than the other, but no matter where, no matter what your age was, no wonder your gender, the way that you identify with religion or fucking anything, politics, it just is this common ground that everybody meets on, and there's an instant comfort when you drop yourself into a group of people like that.
That's it, eh? The comfort that you get from being surrounded by like-minded individuals.
Yeah, there's no shit.
So often will you be in a work situation or even dealing with family members, maybe it's by marriage or whatever, where you're having to navigate all the sticky, icky little bits. And do they actually mean what they said there? It's like, this is fucking straight down the middle the whole way, and that leaves nowhere to feel nowhere to be uncomfortable, I don't reckon.
Yeah, that's one of the weirdest parts, and it's something that I've never really thought about, was the number of people that were there that came up and were like, isn't it nice to not be asked what you do for a job? And I was like, fuck, we get that all the time, because it's, part and parcel of the circles that we operate in. There's just a lot of shit work chat. But the question that they would lead with is, where are you listening to Not For Radio? Which is fucking wild. And such a good, because then you go, you're not asking what you do for a job. Well, I listen to it when I'm going for a run, or I listen to it when I'm going out for a walk, or heading home from work, or at the gym, or doing my job, whatever it is. It's just that icebreaker that then means that, first and foremost, I'm interested in connecting with you on the level that you're a part of this fucking wild ass podcast, because you are. We say it all the time. If you're listening right now, mate, you're part of the solution and the problem. It's a great part to be in.
Oh, I just remembered something, Jay.
What's that?
I got sent a message this morning, and I am officially able to tick off one of my lifelong goals.
Oh.
See that right there, mate? That is a bloke that's made NZ Fishing News magazine. I'm in a fucking fishing magazine holding a fish, motherfuckers.
What would normally be used as a Tinder profile pic, but will be now by others.
Yeah, so go forth and use.
Yeah. What is it? It's a flame fish?
A golden snapper. Which is like a giant goldfish that we caught over in Vanuatu.
And delicious.
Ben Brown from Built to Fish, he just sent me pictures being like, you've made the big time now, mate. And I didn't want to assume. So I was like, oh my gosh, where is that? And he's like, that's the latest New Zealand fishing news. I was like, fuck yes, life goal. Yeah, thanks, mate. I'm going to grab a copy on the way home.
Grab a copy on the way home and then just give it to the kids to flick through.
Yeah, no, won't give me any heads up.
Show me which one's your favourite fish in here. Just have a flick through the whole magazine and see if you pick it, and just film their little faces when they fucking say, "Dad's in a fishing magazine."
Honestly, that's that's a real big deal for me.
Of course it is.
Like, I love fishing.
You're a published fisherman.
Oh, it sounds amazing. So I fucking can't wait to get my hands on that. That is awesome.
That's mega.
One other thing, we've run out of time for how to get high for dead seagull, but we'll make sure we do that next week. We're getting close to our radio show, and Real Heroes of Real Estate, we'll wind that up for Monday's podcast. But I do want to get in. Okay, I want to go. Yours is a long war story.
No. I've got a semi-short one. I found a semi-short one.
Okay, let's do that, and then I'm going to wrap up with my thing.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Snipers, reload. Another war story incoming. Eyes on target, scopes dialed in. Let's see who hits the mark.
Radio. Okay, this is a shorty as opposed to the Macmillan TAC 50, Mac TAC 50. Hi there, I've got a true story for you. Actually, I've got fucking loads, but this one will do. Around 20 odd years ago now, my ex-partner and I, plus a couple of her friends, went to a party in Clapham in London. I didn't get to eat before I went, and as my partner said that there was going to be food there, she was in a rush to get there. When we got there, I found that the food was less than appetizing due to it already having been left in the open on the table for a good while. So what did I do? I just hit the piss instead at pace. I'm talking Russia's milk vodka.
Yeah.
Russia's milk. Put it on everything.
Straight on the cornflakes.
And your coffee into the fucking
on the Weet-Bix.
We had a pretty good night. When it was about home time, we all got into the car and set off. We got 10 yards down the road before I went pull this motherfucker over to my partner. Whereupon I opened the door and hurled my guts out, thinking it was over and that was that. We proceeded onwards, only to have to stop another 10 yards later and me do the same thing again. After the third time, I discovered that if I kept my head out of the cart, that I wouldn't end up throwing up. Unfortunately, my partner doesn't drive carefully. She drives with her foot absolutely fucking buried to the floor. So it was a choice between me getting smacked in the face or throwing up in the car, as she would not slow down at all. Meanwhile, her poor friends were getting the occasional shower of vomit from me as I continued to empty as we headed home. We even had some coppers pissing themselves with laughter at one point when we went past them. Next morning, my very unhappy partner had me cleaning off the decoration on the car passenger side. Not my finest moment in life, but I didn't get a fucking hangover for some reason. Probably because most of it was left on the side of the car on the way home from London. Lol, up the wires.
It's not what we're drinking, it's how we're drinking.
Exactly.
I mean, it's not what, how, what. Either one of those. Either way around works.
You're drunk.
Bloody vodka. Jeez.
Been there, done that.
That'll torch the gut microbiome, won't it?
Fuck, will it? What?
So, got sent this. Thank you very much. That's a great war story. I got sent this message from my brother-in-law, and this here is not a bad deal. It's a Kamado Joe original barbecue.
Yeah.
$700. And you go, that's a nice looking barbecue. Like, that's everything you could want, and it's in pretty good nick. And then you start to read the ad. And the reason he sent this to me was his mate that made the purchase to go pick it up. But the ad doesn't read like any normal ad, Jay. For sale, Kamado Joe Classic, a.k.a. the only loyal one left in this household. Up for grabs is a much-loved Kamado Joe. Unfortunately, it's getting less attention these days. Apparently, my husband has decided to smoke his meat elsewhere. His loss equals your gain. This beauty holds the heat better than a long-term relationship. Delivers perfectly smoked meat every time. Unlike some people, versatile, grill, smoke, roast, bake, reliable, consistent, and doesn't wander off. Condition, to be honest, I know as much about these as my husband knows about being loyal, so I'm selling as is. What I can say is this was cared for better than I was. If you're looking for something that actually commits to low and slow, this is the one for you. And then it's got the pickup location. So it's just fucking selling all his shit after he's cheated on, which I absolutely love. So he turned up. Turns out the lass was really, really lovely. And, yep, all of that stuff happened. And the things had like 39,000 views now. And so I know Richie quite well. Richie was lucky enough to pick the thing up. And then they ended up striking some sort of deal up because Richie's a plumber. And she needed some work done around her place, so he just did some plumbing.
Is that a euphemism?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Richie's married.
Okay.
And so Richie did some plumbing work and then got the Kamado Joe. Everyone wins.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, I mean, apart from the marriage breakup thing, which is quite spicy, but yeah, I thought that was outstanding. So, well played.
Good shit.
That'll do for the week. That's us done and dusted. We'll do the full wrap on what we got up to on the weekend on Monday. But in the meantime, go well, go long.
And up the wires.
Up the wires.
9 out of 10 housewives agree. Jay and Dunc are not for radio.
A massive thanks to our mates at Classic Builders. Over 3 decades building homes around New Zealand, and they still lean on that Kiwi stuff. Practical, straight up, no bullshit. They've got house and land packages or full design build options, depending on how fussy you are. Classic Builders, worth a look if the rental life is starting to grind your gears.
You've been listening to Jay and Dunc's Not for Radio podcast. Thanks for listening. I hope to see you soon.